Gamagava Kunjavihari Kunjavihari Gopijana Vallabha Grivaradari Gopijana Vallabha Grivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. So we continue now with the chapter 19, Canto 9, King Yayati achieves liberation. I'm going to read text 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Only the translation, but we don't have purports. And then 24, we'll read some purport and then explain. Text 21st, translation. Sukadeva Goswami said, after speaking in this way to his wife, Devayani, King Yayati, who was now free from all material desires, called his youngest son Puru and returned Puru's youth in exchange for his own old age. 22nd, King Yayati gave the southeast to his son Druhu, the south to his son Yadu, the west to his son Turvasu, and the north to his son Anu. In this way, he divided the kingdom. 23. Yayati enthroned his youngest son, Puru, as the emperor of the entire world and the proprietor of all its riches. And he placed all the other sons who were older than Puru under Puru's control. Verse 24. asevitam varapungam sadvargam visayesusa shanena mumuche nidam jata paksha ivadvija asevitam varsapugam sadvargam visayesusa shanena mumuche nidam jata paksha ivadvija asevitam varsapugam sadvargam visayesusa sanena mumuche nidam jata paksha ivadvija asevitam varsapugam sadvargam visayesusa shanena mumuche nidam jata paksha ivadvija asevitam varsapugam sadvargam visayesusa shanena mumuche nidam jata paksha ivadvija asevitam varsapugam sadvargam visayesusa shanena mumuche nidam jata paksha ivadvijaha asevitam varsapugam sadvargam visayesusa shanena mumuche nidam jata paksha ivadvijaha. Translation. Having enjoyed sense gratification for many, many years, repeat please. Having enjoyed sense gratification for many, many years. O King Parikshit, Yayati was accustomed to it. But he gave it up entirely in a moment. Just as a bird flies away from the nest as soon as its wings have grown. That Maharaj Parikshit was immediately liberated from the bondage of conditioned life is certainly astonishing, but the example given herewith is appropriate. A tiny baby bird, dependent fully on its father and mother, even to eat, suddenly flies away from the nest when its wings have grown. Similarly, if one fully surrenders to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one is immediately liberated from the bondage of conditioned life. As promised by the Lord Himself, Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Yisyami, as stated in Srimad-bhagavatam 2:4-18. Kirata Punandra Kulinda Pulkasha Abira Sumba Yovanat Kashaitana Yenyecha Papayad Apasraya Sudyantitas Mai Prabha Vishnave Namaha Kirata, Puna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Sumba, Yavana, and the Kasha races, and even others addicted to sinful acts, can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord, for He is the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto Him. Lord Vishnu is so powerful that He can deliver anyone at once if He is pleased to do so. And Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, can be pleased immediately if we accept His order by surrendering unto Him, as Maharaj Yayati did. Maharaj Yayati was eager to serve Vasudeva, Krishna, and therefore, as soon as he wanted to renounce material life, Lord Vasudeva helped him. We must therefore be very sincere in surrendering ourselves unto the lotus feet of the Lord. Then we can immediately be liberated from all the bondage of conditioned life. This is clearly expressed in the next verse. Omakyana Mirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Shakshuru Militam Jenam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. So from this chapter, Yayati, King Yayati's liberation, we learn some aspects of his life. First, that Yayatis, after using his son's youth, realized that the desire is increasing with indulgence, means with gratification. Like when we pour ghee on fire. This first aspect that we learn from him. Second aspect is what is called the parable, the story that King Yayati told to his wife, Devayani, about a he-god that he suffers due to desires. And the third fact that we learn from his life is that he gave up the youth to his son and accept his old age finally and retired to the forest for meditation. So these three important aspects we must keep in mind that the exceeding or the excess in desire for gratification, indulgence, just entrap us in this material world. And it's not just like a couple can live together, but the point is that there must be a balance. As soon as a devotee, or we are talking about the terms of course, people who wants to at least achieve liberation, then they must be concerned or aware about his spiritual life or her spiritual life. And if there is some desire, sensual desire, so they must accept the couple, but it's important to have a balanced life what in relation with the gratification of senses. And also we can see that our body, the material body, has certain limits. When the sense of, the sense look at the object of the senses, then we become attached. And sometimes we create many desires in our mind, but the body itself cannot satisfy all probably the desires we have. We are limited. And finally, all these desires we are trying to do with a temporary body that is one day is going to finish. And the same as the material world is temporary. So a wise person can realize this, and when he realizes, he can think about the happiness we can find in the transcendental world. Since we are, in essence, we are spiritual souls, then we are more compatible with the happiness which is eternal, that can give us only when we achieve, the spiritual platform. There is a verse in the Bhagavad Gita that I will read for you, just related with that. In the chapter 5, verse 22nd. An intelligent person doesn't take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man doesn't delight in them. So material sense pleasures are due to the contact of the material senses. The liberated soul is not interested in anything which is temporary. The mystics derive unlimited transcendental pleasures from the absolute truth, and therefore the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, is also known as Rama. And then, in the Srimad-bhagavatam, it's explaining how we can struggle with these desires. And there is a verse in Canto 2 that talk about how we can appease, how we can quiet our mind. And in the meaning of the verse 22 of chapter 2 of Canto 2, it says, as a person feels his hunger satisfied after eating each morsel of foodstuff, he must similarly be able to see the degree to which he has been freed from sex desire. It's very interesting. And that the sex desire is diminished along with its various forms by the process of bhakti yoga. So this is the way that we can get diminished, that our desire diminished, just discharging bhakti yoga. And by the grace of the Lord, effectively results in knowledge and renunciation, even if the devotee is not materially very well educated, is going to get this knowledge, that means knowing things as they are, and if by deliberation, that means meditation, it is found that there are things which are at all unnecessarily, naturally the person who has acquired knowledge leaves aside such unwanted things. So here it's emphasized that we need to control our senses, and one way is to execute devotional service that is going to help us. And also to take shelter in the lotus feet of the Lord, just like taking darshan of the deities. Taking darshan just from the lotus feet, we have to concentrate on the lotus feet, and then step by step, darshan of the whole body until we get the sweet smile of the Lord. So this is what I could share with you. And if you have anything to add, please do it, or questions. Yes, it, yes, it's a process, of course, that starts with faith, and we can, from faith, we can develop and the desire to be rid of these desires. And if we learn that, for example, doing some service to please the Lord, then using our intelligence, we can control our mind and our senses, and in that way to progress in our spiritual life. We are spiritual souls, full of blessings, full of knowledge and eternity. Means that, of course, we are struggling for happiness because our nature is that. But we can imagine how we can enjoy the happiness in the spiritual world that is unlimited. We always want unlimited happiness, but we are limited in this body if we want to enjoy with this body. Because we are not this nature, we are not this body, then we became frustrated. This body has an end, and even the joy that we can get from this body is according to the destiny we have, according to the destiny, according to the karma. We are not going to get one small joy more that we already have destined for us. So it means that we can do any effort, but trying to get pleasure with this body, but anytime we can leave this body, and that's all. And that is our destiny, and we lose the opportunity to develop really our spiritual conscious, to be God conscious, and then have a better life, probably in the spiritual world. So we have to be conscious of that, we have to be aware of that, and then practice seriously, following the instructions of the Guru, meditating, chanting and the mantra, and this will help us to overcome these unnecessary desires. Of course, a couple they have to enjoy, this is true. Sometimes we say, oh, when somebody wants to have a couple, and it's better to say and then adjust with somebody that both can help each other to develop also the spiritual life. They will have some enjoyment, but it has to be balanced, has to be controlled, so that in advanced age, they can just surrender and dedicate it completely to the spiritual life. And it has to be like this at the end. And the mind, easily remember everything, even easily remember past enjoyments. So always is very tricky, always is, giving us the chance to fail. It's like that. So we have to do our effort again. And it clearly says, when I read in this verse 22 of chapter 2, Canto 2, specifically Srila Prabhupada is saying, to counteract these desires, discharging devotional service. It's like that. And I like that. It's step by step. Something more? Okay. So, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I think that's next fact is that Yayati got liberation.